Hi guys, it's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendant, and I am here today with some more of, well, what's left of my Bargin bead box beads. And we're going to dump this out and try to get us a project going. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for the project. Please subscribe to my videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified when I'm putting up new videos. I recently started doing more of these types of videos where I am making with the Bargin bead box. I have made 2 projects thus far, and I'm getting low on materials with what came in my box, so I have really been thinking about it, and so it's taking me a little more time to get this video up, but I hope you guys will stay tuned, and let's get on into the video. Okay guys, here we are down on the mat. I'm going to start taking this out of the bag so we can see what we even have left to work with. I have just been throwing it back into this bag as we've been moving forward with our projects for the October Bargain bead box. So, let me just take a look. As I said in my last video, I am a person who likes to kind of just look at the materials, you know, kind of get a feel for things and then move on from there. And okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm feeling like we'll do a necklace today with this chain. And I want to use the chain and the pendant. Now, as I said in my unboxing video, this was not my favorite pendant, but I think that we can spiff it up a little bit. And so that's going to be part of the fun. So I'm going to take those, put those to the side. And okay, so this is what we have left. I am going to clear this switch mats, and so we have a clean area to work on, but I just wanted you to see these are the items that I have left from the box, and we will be using these items to do our necklace. So let me switch out and then we'll move on. Okay guys, so I have switched mats and I have taken these items. So I have about 4 of the dragon vein agates, about 5 of these etched crystals, 2 of the blue left. I have some of the bead caps, which I don't think I used any of the bead caps yet. A few of the green, the denim blue crystals. I have 4 left of the carnelian stone beads. These are the regular and the bumpy rondelles, and then some of the leaves. So here's my idea. And I was, I think, I'm just looking at this chain. Yeah, it should be big enough. So my idea, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this chain. We're going to utilize the pendant and, start doing some wire wrapping with these beads to connect them on to our necklace. But first and foremost, I have to cut this chain because we don't need that much chain. So let me just give that a little cut. And I'm going to be making about an 18-inch necklace. So I'm just going to give this a snip. I don't have my other wire cutter here, so don't mind me using my good wire cutter to cut that. But anyway, so first thing I want to do is I want to start out with the pendant. Now, like I said, this pendant was not my favorite design. That is a personal preference. If you like it, I am very happy for you. I don't know if they were all the same. It's not horrible, and it is of good quality, so I think what we're going to do is we're just going to jazz it up. Okay, so we're going to start with the pendant. I took the bail off. I'm just going to use an oval jump ring for that because I just personally, again, personal preference, you could use a different bail. You could use whatever you wanted. I'm going to connect it onto my chain with this oval jump ring. And as I've said in the past, I really like to use the oval jump rings because the weight gets dispersed in a way that I like. So I'm just going to get this evened out here so we're in the middle. And you can see when you even your chain out, it's going to give you a little loop there. And I'm just going to connect this to start out with using this oval jump ring. Okay, so now I'm going to start in the middle and I'm going to work my way up. So my plan is that I'm going to wire wrap. I'm going to kind of let this get situated the way it wants to, so it kind of makes a Y. And I'm going to wire wrap some of these beads and put them on, and put them on dangly charms going up. And I'm not going to go up all the way. I'm probably only going to go up maybe 3 or 4 inches depending on the situation. But first things first, I am going to make some dangles for this pendant because I just feel like it needs some dangles. And I'm trying to flip this around so that this there we go. So that's in the back. All right. My dog, as it came downstairs, so he was doing toenails on the hardwood floor. So sorry about that. All right. So I have my 22 gauge wire. I get my, this is 22 gauge, non-tarnished, silver plated round wire. And I get this at the Taylor's Falls Bead Store. You can use any kind of wire you want. I'm going to just cut myself maybe 5 inches, and I'm going to make a head pin for my charms. All right, so let's get situated here. I'm going to move some of this out of the way so when I am trying to show you something, the camera will focus. Sorry about that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my wire and I'm going to start at the tippy tip of my round nose plier and I'm going to turn it around itself 3 times. So there's 1 when you get back to where you started. 1, 2, 3. Once I am here, I am then going to push this straight out. So it looks like this. I'm going to take it off of there, flip it around, and I'm going to take this tail end, take the tail end, and go back up through the little spiral that we made. And I'm going to grab a hold of that and I'm just going to pull this down. And you kind of want to do this, you know, kind of in a fast motion. And then you're going to get like a little rosette on the bottom. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to make sure that this little tail is tucked in with my chain nose plier. Now, some people have asked me about my chain nose plier, and they said that it was a little more sharper than the one that they're used to using. And I got my chain nose at the Taylor's Falls Bead Store, and I told some people that I would pick some up and make them available on my website. next Tuesday. I think they're like $8. I've had them available on my website before. Now, if you wanted to use a ball head pen, you could definitely do that. And then you wouldn't have to go through this portion of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick out a few beads here. And I think I'm going to start with a bead cap on the bottom. And I'm just going to pick out a few beads and make some dangles. And now, I was saying I really liked these blue guys. So those are pretty cute. And put one of these big orange ones on and a bumpy rondelle. So this is kind of just like whatever you want to do is what I'm doing right here. I really like those colors together. And these are going to be the dangles for our necklace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of space because I am going to do a wrapped loop here. Lose a little bit of space, turn my plier. My plier is hitting that bead. And I'm going to go around and turn my plier and out the other side. So this is what we have. Before I move on, I'm actually going to put this onto our pendant. So I'm going to take this off and let's see, what is going to be a good point? I'm just looking, kind of eyeballing the center. And so I'm just going to go right here. And I'm going to just twist that on there. Take my chain nose and do the wrap. You can make the wrap as messy or as, you know, whatever as you'd like. I'm just going to make a real simple wrap. I'm going to want to make sure that this is tucked in. Give it a little work hard in, make sure the tail's tucked in because this is going to be close to the skin. It is in the back and I want to make sure that doesn't jump out, poke anybody. Okay. So there's our first angle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little snippet of this extra chain we had left over. And I'm going to do like maybe an inch. Not maybe, yeah, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So that's only like three or four links. And before I attach this, I am going to do my wrap first. And get myself another little piece of wire. Okay, so I will do another rosette. 1, 2, 3. Pull it out straight. Oh, sorry, bumped the camera. And put it back through there. If you have a little larger gauge wire, if you're trying to do this with a larger gauge wire, you might actually want to use a nylon jaw plier when you do the pulling. That will work harden it and it'll give it straighten the wire out a little more. Personally, I don't think that I, really need to do that since I'm just making these little wraps, but if you wanted to, you could. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another bead cap and I want to pull in some of these other color elements because these are also going to be on my necklace. So I think I'll use the green. I'll use one of the, might be a little big. I think I might just do the green because I don't want these two competing for space. So I'm just going to do the green like this. And again, just going to make the wire wrap loop. And then I'm going to thread my chain on this little portion of chain. And wrap that guy around. Easy peasy. Okay. My hands are struggling this morning to work. I don't know if you guys ever have that situation. Sometimes they just don't want to work in the morning. It's like, no, we haven't any time for this, hands. All right, so I like to put that rosette on the bottom. I think it gives it a little something. Now I'm going to grab us another oval jump ring. And attach this jump ring to the end of the chain here. And then, let's see, where do we want to go with this guy? I want to go right next to it. But I don't think that I want to go directly into the same piece of filigree that we were in before. So that's how she's looking. And I think I'm going to also add a leaf. I made a necklace the other day I made a lot of these little rosettes, and it can really be hard on your fingers after a while. I can only make a couple necklaces with them, you know, maybe in a day or in a couple days, because it really does get hard on your hands. And for the purpose of this video, when I go to make all the rosettes that we're going to make on this necklace, I am going to fast forward it so you guys don't have to sit and watch all of that. But I just wanted to show this portion of the making the little guys for this pendant. Okay, so again, I'm going to just stick him on here. I'm going to put him pretty close to the top of this chain because he is quite big and he's going to dangle off. So I want it to be up pretty high. And then again, just wrapping like we were before. And come here, you. Get that tucked in there. Gotta be real careful when you're press it around like that on the glass because it will break. Okay, so here's what my dangles are looking like. And you know, I think now that I'm looking at this, I am going to change this part. I'm not going to make you guys watch it, but instead of wrapping it right onto the pendant, I am going to cut it off, rewrap it, and stick it on a jump ring like this one so that it can move more freely. And I think that'll be a better deal. So let me pop off and do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just cut that off, rewrapped it, and I'm just going to attach it with a jump ring the same way that I did this one. I also think that it'll make this one look a little more uniform with the links on there. The way that yeah, I like that better. And it lets them move a little more freely. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the sides. And I am going to fast forward through this, but basically I'm going to be doing the same wire wrapped charms of the beads and attaching them with oval jump rings. So I'm going to get some different size oval jump rings, a little smaller ones, and to attach them. And I'm going to just wrap them all first and then I'll attach them. So I am going to fast forward through that, but that's what we're doing. All right, guys, so I got all of my little charms wound up. I did use the wire, and then I also used some ball head pins because I thought that would give it a little different kind of texture, mix them up a little bit. None of these charms are the same. If they are, they weren't supposed to be. And so I've just divvied them up per like type of bead. So and then I'm just going to start attaching them. Alright guys, so you can see that I got out my little clamps and I just got to hang in there so it's easier for us to get these charms on. It just makes it a little more simple. And I did have to change the direction of the camera a little bit, so if that bothers you, I'm so sorry, but we got to do what we got to do, you know? So just putting these on. I got these clamps at Michael's. I believe they are Beadsmith. And so if you're looking for some, they are quite handy. Another thing I use them a lot for is when I have things that need to dry overnight. Maybe I've used E6000 or, you know, some kind of glue and I want it to be held together. I will put them in these things and it works out pretty well. Get us all straightened back out. I just wanted to so you guys could see that angle of those clamps. Alright. So here we are. Now I wonder, I mean, I could have started a little further away because these are going to hit up against the pendant. But quite honestly, I don't really care about that. I think it looks quite nice that way. And I'm just gonna grab myself a end and we are donezo. Let's see. I do have this one. Remember we were gonna use this in our last video for the bracelet? We didn't. Maybe we'll just put it on here. Let me see how much length I got. I didn't bring my tape measure over here. Oh yeah, this will be fine. It won't be adjustable, but that's okay. It's going to be about 20 inches, 22 inches by the time I get this on there. And that's fine. I've noticed that I really sometimes enjoy a longer necklace, depending on what I'm wearing. Okay, so this is going to be our clip. Again, I am using oval jump rings to attach this. Big fan of the oval jump ring if you're just joining. So this is a magnetic clasp. I think, you know, I don't even know where I got these, honestly. I know they're not from the Bargin bead box, but I'm sure you all have some kind of clasps you could probably use. Maybe even from a past box or just a regular lobster claw. Like anything would be fine. Okay, get on there, you. There we go. And put that guy on there. Close him up. Oh! Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not good for you. It's like climb up here. There we go. Alright. No harm, no foul. Everything's fine. Here we go. So then you just open the clip like so. Stick it in there. Bam. Magnet. And there she is, guys. There she is. Now, with this, I'm going to zoom in so you can see all the goings-ons. I will say that that pendant turned out just perfect with all this other things in there. Let me zoom in. With all this sparkle and stone and like different texture, different with the check glass leaves, to have that focal that is very solid and prominent is, I mean, it was a good choice. See, these are the things you don't know until you get going on it. Remember how I was like, I like this thing. I think it looks good. This is a necklace that I would wear. This is the third project that I have made in the Bargin bead box. We got our little charms down here. Just trying to get you guys. There we go. You know, so this is the third project I've made from this month's Bargin bead box, and we do have quite a few beads left. It's looking like we got at least two more pairs of earrings to make. We're not going to make them in this video. Maybe that'll be my next video. But we have still quite a bunch of beads left over there. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. It would be helpful if you could leave me a comment, subscribe to this channel, do the like. What else can you do? What else can you do on YouTube? You can ring the bell so you know that I'm putting up new videos. Give it a share. Like, you know, all those social media type doings. Please do that. That is very helpful for me. But yeah, this is my project for the day. I will get some pictures. I will add pictures to this video. I hope you guys will come back and see the earrings and whatever else we decide to make out of that. And I'll see you guys again soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.